So are you in Athens, Georgia right now?
I am. Yep. Yeah. I'm not going anywhere right now. We're all home if we can.
Yep, we're all stuck here for who knows how long. So where you guys
Yeah.
been
Where are
up
you guys
to?
from?
I'm out of Boston right now, Boston,
Oh,
Massachusetts.
nice. I have friends in Boston. I'm not sure if you've heard of Mid Atlantic Rock Reviews,
I have heard
but
of it,
they
yes.
Rocky Moore. I've been knowing him for years and years, and he lives in Boston. So good people, good town.
Oh yeah. It's pretty fun here, but it's kind of sad some of the venues have announced that they're not going to reopen after coronavirus. So it's kind of a bummer that we're losing more venues over here.
Oh wow! So it's like affecting them financially. So they're having to close completely.
Yeah, I think well for some of them they mentioned due to the increase in rent, they can't afford to stay open, and I think with the whole coronavirus thing, it just hit them even harder.
Oh my God, that's horrible to hear. I really hate that. That sucks.
I know. Yeah, it's kind of tough, to keep the local music scene alive.
Yeah.
What have you guys been up to aside from music? What are you doing to pass the time?
Honestly, the past couple of days, yeah, I've been actually looking at buying another guitar and trying to work on music, but it's really hard for us because the five of us live so far apart from one another. It's really hard for us to be able to come together in a way that makes sense. So we kind of took the past 6 weeks when all this has been going on and just saying, okay, let's all work on everything separately, and when the time comes, let's get back together and see what we can bring to the table, all together. So all five of us have basically just been, working on stuff. And as we get something, we'll send one another an email and say, hey, check out what I've been working on. And we're kind of sharing that way. Two of our guys live in an area that doesn't have good, internet reception or cell phone reception. We're in Georgia. So it's really hard for them to do something like, like this, like a Zoom or even a FaceTime call or Skype. So we can't even do a digital practice. So it's
Wow.
really been just it's about, trying to maintain where we're at mentally so that when the time comes, we can get back together, physically.
Exactly. Yeah. I know a lot of bands have just been trying to find ways to live stream or, put something out there to
Sure.
let people know they're
Yeah.
still on the map, still on the grid.
Yeah. I really hate the way the things happened that they did. And our single release got delayed by 2 weeks, but now I'm kind of viewing that as a blessing because now we can say, oh, here's our new, we've got this new single that we've released in the middle of this. So while we are definitely trying to do what we can to, do live streams and things like that whenever possible, I feel like we couldn't have dropped this single at a better time, honestly.
I was actually going to say it's great that you guys at least were able to release your cover of Another Brick in the Wall and
Yeah.
have that there for people to enjoy. It seems
Yeah,
like the
absolutely.
reception has been very strong and positive.
So far, yeah. There's supposed to be some reviews being done of it, but I feel like this song, at least off our newest album so far, this is the third single we've released, and I feel like this song has so far been our most well received song. People do enjoy our originals, but it seems like there's been a mix of two types of people. One that just really, really, really enjoy it, and then there's this other group of people that are saying, "Whoa, you guys are brave to cover another brick in the wall or anything by Pink Floyd." But I really like what you did with it. I honestly haven't heard any negative reviews, any negative reception at all, and we actually welcome negative reception. We want to hear, hey, what did you not like about this? Because we understand that everyone will not enjoy us. Not everyone's going to like this kind of music, but we want to hear what they have to say as to why they didn't like it. So maybe we could, get them in the future.
Yeah, I think, with some hardcore fans, as soon as they hear, a classic by their favorite band has been covered, they automatically dismiss it without even really giving it a chance. But I feel like you guys,
Absolutely.
took liberties to make it your own, but you also stayed true to the feeling of the song.
Thanks.
Was
Thanks.
it
That was,
was it tough
yeah.
to do that?
Um, you know, honestly, when we set out to, we don't even really call it a, we do kind of casually call it a cover, but we consider it a reimagining of the song versus covering the song. Because traditionally when you hear cover song, it's, oh, they're going to play it exactly as that original band did, but they'll put their own little flavor on it.
Hmm.
So when we sat down to work on this song, we actually originally had sat down with just part two, which you hear a lot of times on the radio the most.
Oh yeah.
So, or at least in our area, we hear part two the most. So that was what we started with. And David, the lead guitarist, when we were approaching this, we said, well, why don't we find a way to make this song with all three parts, but not do it in their traditional sense, but kind of do our own flavor to it. And it took a couple of weeks for us to really structure it the way we were happy with. And the whole time, all five of us were like, are we sure we want to do this? Because we're big Pink Floyd fans, but we don't want to piss off Pink Floyd fans either. So, we wanted to do it, and we feel like we delivered, in a way that makes those fans happy and us as well.
Absolutely. And how did that decision come about to cover this song? Or I'm sorry, not cover, but do your own
Yeah,
version of it.
yeah, sure. Um, you know, honestly, it was kind of by accident. My guitarist and I, uh, when we write music, obviously, when we want to write things um, that can connect with people on a different level. We hear a lot of music that, oh, this song is about domestic abuse, or this song is about dealing with politics, or something like that, but they never come out and in your face say it. So a lot of times when we go to write songs, specifically from our first album, we target specific subjects. And when you hear our music, I feel like everybody says this is about this, and I can relate to this, even though sometimes there's vague metaphors and people can relate to it personally for whatever reason. But when it comes to this song specifically, once me and David were having a once a week phone conversation about various things going on in the world, and politics, or be it law, or whatever we happen to see on the news. And we always had a habit of just having the radio really loud in the background, and Another Brick in the Wall Part Two come on in the background. And I don't know why, but it hit us differently that day. I bet I've heard that song 1,000 times in my life, and it both hit us a different way. And I guess maybe it was the context of the conversation, and we both kind of heard it. We just both got really quiet, and it just resonated with us on a different level. And I told Dave, I was like, we need to do something with this. Like, if it hit us like that, based on what we were talking, super relevant now. Probably now more so than then. And maybe we need to find a way to bring this back, kind of like Korn did in the late 90s and early 2000s. It's been 20 years. Why not now? And maybe this is something that our fans can gravitate to, and we'll bring more fans in the process. So that was kind of the thought, when we went into it. It was an accident, honestly.
Yeah, I agree that that song just kind of hits, the lyrics and the feeling of the song, and I really enjoyed the style that you guys brought to it. Kind of made it
Thanks.
sound fresh and kind of timeless, I guess, is the right word to use.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it was also cool to see that you guys were able to still do the show with 7 Year Witch and Low Water.
Yeah.
Two awesome bands, two killer bands that I really
yeah,
enjoy.
we love those guys. I've been knowing John and Daniel from Low Water for years. Daniel and I were actually in a band together almost 10 years ago. We were in a band that actually won a Georgia Music Award. And so we were together for about 3.5 years. And through a course of events, John was really starting to do a lot of touring with Low Water. And that band was kind of going their separate ways. And me and Daniel, we're still friends. We still hang out. We still talk to this day. I talked to him last week, in fact, and we just went our separate ways. And Daniel's like, well, I'm gonna go play guitar for John. And I was like, well, I think I'm just gonna take some time off and write for a little while. And I took 2 or 3 years off and just focused on writing and being a better person, and changing who I was. And then I started Ashes to Omens. And me and John and Daniel, we communicated, and we always talked about playing shows together, and the opportunity and the scheduling worked out. And 7 Year Witch, was wanting to get on board too, and we loved those guys. And so it was a great show. It was a great show at a very good venue in Athens, and we had a great time. Good people all around, great time, good people.
I can imagine. I wish I lived closer to Georgia. I would have definitely gone to that show.
Yeah.
Are there any bands that you're hoping to hit the road with, once things open up again?
Yeah, we're trying to. I was in the process of planning a 2-week tour when all of this kind of happened, and of course everything got put on hiatus. We had 6 shows that canceled immediately because we didn't know what was going to happen, and neither did they. And so the plan ultimately, we would love to go on the road with Low Water. For sure, we'd love to go on the road with 7 Year Witch or any of those guys that we've already shared the stage with before. If I'm thinking, in the future, we would love to, get on the road with bands that we're familiar with and we're similar with and that we idolize. Ultimately, we'd love to be on the road with like Nothing More and, Shine Down, Bad Wolves, Breaking Benjamin. Those kinds of bands are the ones that we feel like we kind of share the same kind of fans and the same kind of attitude, when it comes to music. So we feel like that would be the area that we would be most comfortable. And of course we would dream, to go on tour with, for sure.
Oh, I totally see that. Those bands would definitely fit you guys, and that would be a killer show to watch. So before we wrap up, I just wanted to see if there's anything else that you guys want to promote right now or people should keep an eye out for.
Sure. So we are currently, it may even be a little bit too early to kind of announce, but we just released the single, and we have one more single that we're going to release before the album. At the end of the day, we would like to have this album out in October. So somewhere around June, we're looking to release one last single off the album. And right now it's probably our favorite song that all 5 of us enjoy to play live. Our fans love the song. They've been wanting the single just as much as they've wanted this one. So our next single should be a song called War Cry, and it's going to come out probably in mid to late June. It will, if everything works out, it's most likely going to be, released and publicized with, Tag, who we've worked with this time, and Tag Publicity, that is, and with Song River there, and then also through the label group and In Grooves. So we're going to continue to work with them through this release as well. Other than that, we've got some brand new merchandise that we've just released on our website and on our store. A lot of people have been demanding some different shirts. We've been getting bulk orders, and they're selling out, within a week. So we're very grateful and very fortunate for that. We're finally able to get some good deals on some merchandise where we could get a price that makes sense for our fans. So we've got new merchandise, new single coming soon, and right now that's all. We're just hoping for the best and hoping to be able to, get back on the road again soon.
Absolutely. Well, that's exciting stuff, and I can't wait to hear the new single and what you guys have planned. I appreciate the time you took with me, and I hope you guys stay safe over there.
Yeah, same to you guys. Hope to see you soon.